Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys back in today's video with another WWE Ultimate Edition action figure review. And today we are looking at Rey Mysterio. Now, for those who don't know, Rey Mysterio is my all-time favorite. I mean, just looking up there, you can see just how many elites I have for Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he's my all-time favorite. I think one of the biggest reasons is, well, because he's from San Diego. I'm from San Diego. That's where Pearlescent Toys is based, here in San Diego County, and yeah, he's the hometown hero right here. Also, a major reason for me loving him so much is his height. You know, he is the ultimate underdog, and seeing him go up against larger foes and beat them, man, I just always looked up to him as a kid. And ooh, there he is. Sadly though, I was not really a fan around this time, around 2002. I would have been like 2 years old. I only started watching like in late 2009-ish, early 2010. Here is the back of the box. Really weird that there is no bio back here. I'm not sure if any of the other fan Takeover figures excluded that as well. I tried looking on Amazon for a bio that I could read off there, but there is none. So enjoy this picture. Alright, but without further ado, let's get into the review. Even more curious, there's no quote on the top. It could have, I mean, I don't know what you would have put up there, but very strange. The Master of the 619 would make his debut on the July 25th, 2002 episode of SmackDown, where he'd face off against Chavo Guerrero. The match itself wasn't too long. I believe it was under 10 minutes, but the presence he had in that short time, like, he left an undeniable impact on the fans, on the WWE universe, you know, from him just shooting out from the bottom of the stage to him showing off his lucha style in the ring, you know, something that a lot of American fans weren't too familiar with at the time. So yeah, he just instantly became a star. This figure does a phenomenal job of capturing that debut. This is almost the exact same costume as his debut, and I'll get into why I say almost. So kicking things off, let's look at the trunks right here. Well, they're not really much of trunks, they're like pants. But yeah, the sculpt here is alright, you know, it's decent, it's serviceable. I feel like I've seen this sculpt way too many times growing up, even now as an adult. But you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So yeah, we get some really clean paint apps for the legs right here. You have, of course, his first name right there, first name Rey, last name Mysterio, and you have his like classic symbol going down the leg right here with some hawks off to the side. This one's kind of all warped, but that's just because like it has to share real estate with the knee hinge and all this, like all the cuts. So yeah, that one doesn't look as clean as, like, say this one right here. Oh, and it's like interrupted by the peg hole right there. Why can't they just like make another one of these but pinless? Would that be like really hard to do? I doubt it. But here's the thing why I say it's almost based off of his in-ring debut. There, right here, like in the actual match, he had like a Spider-Man inspired design right here. You know, there was a web, and it looked like, you know, Spider-Man's mask. Now, obviously, Mattel are going to run into some trouble when it comes to appropriating some other IPs into these wrestling figures. We've seen this time and time again. There's I'm looking at this Elite Johnny Gargano off to the side. I'll put a picture up right now. Based on one of his takeover gears is Wolverine. It had like an X going across it on the actual show, but for the figure, it's just blank. And that's what we're getting here as well. There's absolutely nothing here. Would I have liked like something like a substitute in there, just like some random design, maybe just throw this like middle, like the Aztec calendar right here. I would have liked something to be there, because as it is, it's kind of barren. So yeah, not a really big fan of that. We have actually gotten a basic of this same exact attire, and that also was missing the Spider-Man design. Just a very interesting side note there. But yeah, the pants here are great. I love the sculpt of them, especially right here, the wrinkle. I can't go a single review without touching a figure's butt, and of course I'm touching my idol's butt. Jeez. Continuing up, let's forget that ever happened. Here we have the back tattoo, and it's just like the outline of it. So I'm wondering, at the time, was it not complete? I haven't seen his debut match in ages, so I'll probably have to go back rewatch it. But yeah, very interesting right there. And then you get some more tattoos right here, of course, for his wife Angie right there. Oh, you love to see it right here. Oh yeah, he has Leah and Dominic. Ooh, that one aged like spoiled milk. Here we have some more of those tattoos, and I'm really liking the paint used for them. Of course, it's a little bit faded, which I love because it gives off that appearance of an actual real world tattoo, especially like right here. The problem with that is that you're not able to go super detailed into it, and that's what it kind of looks like here. It kind of looks like a blob at first, but I mean, yeah, it works. I like it. Now the body right here isn't a 1-to-1 recreation of his actual physique at the time. However, I think it is serviceable. You know, I think it does the job well. It isn't overtly massive like the Eddie Guerrero Ultimate from last year, or like any John Cena figure that has the butterfly shoulder joints, at least. Yeah, I think it does a great job at capturing his real world proportions. Let's start looking at all the accessories, starting with this head sculpt. This is the default one, a smiling head sculpt. I actually really like it. It kind of actually captures like his likeness perfectly, especially down here in the mouth area. I don't know about the eyes. I feel like that's a little off, but definitely the mouth. I could see the real life Rey Mysterio right there. And I love that the fact that these hawks right here are raised off the mask, and I believe they're separate pieces too. It just looks really, really good, really lifelike. Of course, the Aztec calendar symbol on the back looking sick. Overall, a pretty solid mask. And then we have this neutral smiling head expression. Not a big fan of it. I don't know what it is. There's something uncanny about it. I just don't, unlike the smiling head sculpt, I can't really see Rey Mysterio in this, you know, in this bottom half at least. The little lips. His lips aren't that big, are they? Like, it just looks like they were filled. But the mask itself looks great. I love that the hawks here are also separate pieces, and the paint, for the most part, is very crisp. But yeah, this is not a head sculpt I would leave on here because I fear that the figure would come to life and try to strangle me while I'm asleep. If you've been watching my WWE Ultimate Edition reviews for a while, you will know about a certain term that I coined, the goofy head sculpt. This is it. This is the goofy head sculpt for this figure. Now, you might be asking yourself, like, what's the problem with it? It looks pretty cool, you know, it's him taking off his mask, except these hands are connected to the head itself. They are not separate pieces. So you want this head in, you have to plug these hands in. And it's a pretty good trade-off. Like, I like it. It looks cool. I just don't. I have very strong opinions about this. Paint apps are mostly crisp. The likeness is decent, but yeah, if you want this to look natural, like, you have to have these hands plugged in as well, because if you don't, you will end up with something like this. Please help me. But that's not all. He also comes with 2 fisted hands, 2 wide open hands, a rag for some reason. He also comes with this awesome t-shirt with his little design on the front. Was this his first t-shirt for WWE? If it was, yeah, it's super. Yeah, there's the scratch mark right there. Really faint, but you can just barely see it right there. Really cool design. Love this t-shirt. Might just keep this on, honestly, because I just love it so much. And I love the fact that there is no Velcro on the back like most WWE shirts. And last but not least, he also comes with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. And yeah, this is a beautiful piece. I think this is the first time we're getting it in the Ultimate line. It's definitely the first time I'm getting this from my collection. So it's a very nice piece. Loving all the side plates, just how much sculpted detail is put into it. There's a little tiny scratch logo right there. That's really cute. But yeah, the belt is pretty small. Let me bring in some other belts for comparison. Here is the World Heavyweight Championship. Just dwarves it, absolutely. And then let's bring in my favorite belt. And guys, please don't click off the video because I know you guys will. The spinner. Wait, why is everyone booing? Why is everyone booing? I grew up with this one. This one is very nostalgic for me. Oh, please. Yeah, come on.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, that was uncalled for. Are you done? Are you guys done? The WWE Spinner Championship. But going over articulation, the head is able to move up this much, go down that much. He has a tiny bit of pivot and some side-to-side movement. His arm is able to move this far up. And with the butterfly shoulder joint, he's able to move this far back and go forward this much. He's able to go all the way around. And he also has a bicep swivel. Is that double jointed? Yeah, a double jointed elbow that's able to bend in this much, a bit inhibited by the elbow pad. And he has your standard wrist hinge going up, down, and then all the way around. He has a diaphragm joint in the middle of his torso, which allows him to move like in pretty much any direction. He has some pivot right there, some side-to-side movement, and he's able to bend this far back and just a tiny bit forward. He has a waist swivel, and at the thighs there is drop down, allowing you to move it a little bit further. But you are able to move it this far up, this far to the side, and a tiny bit back. He has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee that bends in a pretty good amount. And for the feet, they are able to move a tiny bit down, like nothing up at all. A toe hinge and a tiny bit of Enka Raka Pe. Now onto the size comparisons. Here is Rey Mysterio next to Seth freaking Rollins and Bayley, Bret the Hitman Hart and Rowdy Roddy Piper, John Cena and Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar and Rob Van Dam, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, Darwin and Morbius, and finally Commander Gary and Spider-Ham. Alright, time for my final rating and my overall thoughts. I think I'm going to give the Master of the 619 here, the Ultimate Underdog, a 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, to me, he's a 10 out of 10 any day because I love Rey Mysterio so much. But looking at this from just a toy reviewer's perspective, it's a decently solid figure. You know, he comes with some accessories. A lot of them are pretty useful. You know, that Cruiserweight Championship, that t-shirt, both great. Some that are like, why was this here? That rag and the mask pulling head sculpt, yeah, those I honestly could have done without. Also, the missing paint apps on the pants, that's a bit of a bummer too. I would have liked this to be as accurate as possible, but I understand why it was missing. So I'm not going to knock Mattel for that. You know, I'm not going to deduct points for that. Other than that, everything considered, it is a very solid figure, and I would definitely recommend this. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Anything you can do that'll support the channel will be greatly appreciated. I do have a review up for the Rey Mysterio Ultimate Edition figure that came out last year, the Walmart exclusive. So go check that out when you get the chance. But with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.